In this example, we're going to look at applications of ordering integers. Let's read the question carefully. The average depth of the Atlantic Ocean is approximately 3,300 meters. The average depth of the Indian Ocean is approximately 3,900 meters. So let's just stop and highlight some of that important information. Atlantic Ocean, 3,300 meters. Indian Ocean, 3,900 meters. Now let's look at our first question. Write the sign numbers that represent the depth in meters relative to sea level. So the relative to sea level is important because 3,300 meters in depth relative to sea level is negative 3,300 meters. So let's write that in for the Atlantic Ocean, negative 3,300. An M for meters. And for the Indian Ocean, we would have negative 3,900 meters. The next question asks us to plot the numbers on the number line. So we're going to learn something a little bit different from what we've done so far. These numbers have a very large magnitude. So they're negative numbers, so that means they're far to the left on the number line, but they're pretty big numbers in terms of being in the hundreds. We definitely couldn't count by ones, and if we counted by hundreds and included 0, we'd be going out for about 39 different tick marks, and that's not really a useful visualization. So here's what we do sometimes when we have large numbers and we're only interested in the larger magnitude numbers. Is I labeled this point, this tick mark right here, 0, and now I'm going to put a jaggedy line through it. And this is how we indicate in mathematics that I'm skipping a whole bunch of space and look at the next tick marks that I've labeled. So I'm going to start by labeling this one negative 3,300. And now I'm going to plot it, and let's use green because that's what we had for the Atlantic Ocean. Now we also need to plot negative 3,900 meters. Writing all these numbers can now become really cumbersome because the numbers are long in length and they'll all be bending into each other. So let's use the counting method to see where negative 3,900 would be. So this would be negative 3,400, negative 3,500, negative 3,600, negative 3,700, negative 3,800, negative 3,900. So it would be at this tick mark right here. I am going to label it, and then I am going to plot it. And that's kind of hard to see. Let's use a different color. Okay. So now we've plotted the two numbers on the number line. We use this squiggly line method to show that we skipped a whole bunch of values, about 3,200 of them, and we didn't label all the points in between. This gives us a relative distance, and we're aware that we incremented each amount by 100 meters. The next question asks, write an inequality statement that compares the two numbers. Okay? So an inequality statement is when we use either the less than or the greater than sign. So we can see that this number is further to the left on the number line than this number, so it will be less than. So negative 3,900, let's type this in, negative 3,900 is less than negative 3,300. We could also write, or equivalently, we could write negative 3,300 is greater than negative 3,900. Both of those inequalities express the same relationship. Now the next question asks, which ocean is the deepest? So the deepest is referring to relative to sea level, but deeper would be further down in the ocean, which would be more meters away. So this is where another case where the absolute value or the magnitude and the ordering in an inequality statement could have different answers. Okay? So negative 3,900 is less than negative 3,300. However, the ocean that's the deepest is the ocean at negative 3,900 meters, or the Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean.